Hey. Another amazing day. Different spot out here at the lake. Got to adjust my tripod, make sure everybody can see right. I'm at a real deep part of the lake today. Real deep part. The sun's just coming up. Trying a new spot. It's like, why not? Let's see what we can do over here. Yo, Drew, what's up, buddy? Different part of the lake today. This is a place where it gets shallow for quite a long time and then it just drops off a big ledge. So you have to cast yourself way out there and then it drops down. Yep, good old work. Feel it. Yeah, I work a lot, so I get my mornings. Owning your own business is nice for making your schedule, but it's tough because you have to hustle all the time. You know, you just don't clock out and have your own time. It's like, oh, I'm not working, but I could work. You always have this weird pressure on you. Some pretty big, massive fish get caught over here on this side. It's just tough getting to them. I had a couple big bites. Threw out my first line about 15 minutes ago. Yeah, I feel that. For me, it's like a feast and famine kind of work. Right now, it's just ridiculous. You know, I got probably about 3,000 different plants going on. I just planted about 500 potatoes. I got about 600 garlic plants growing. I got sweet potatoes starting. Heck yeah, that sounds good. I mean, I literally live out here in the middle of the mountains. So it's kind of easy for me. I can, let me drop it just here. It's easy for me to just get right out in nature. Unlike when I lived in Portland, where it took an hour to really get out in nature. Not here. It's literally in my backyard. So I can just kind of head out. It's the privilege of living in the mountains. It's a handful of trade-offs, but boy, is it beautiful out here. The birds greet you every morning. Oh, JJ, yeah, isn't that tough? Rain is difficult. I can handle the rain sometimes. I'm up here in Northern California by the Oregon border. And so when I want to go steelhead fishing or salmon fishing, it just doesn't matter. You just kind of bring some tarps, bring some gear to kind of cover yourself. I'm from Oregon originally, and you just got used to it. If you wanted to get outside and do stuff, you just go, you get soaked, you get, rain jacket if you can afford it. But the worst for me is the wind. The wind, ugh. We get these really intense windstorms when it's raining. And so then it's like sideways rain. And that's just terrible. Your fishing line is just going all over. Yo, Savon, doing well, man. Doing well. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Got some lines out here at the lake, Northern California lake. Got night crawlers with marshmallows on. Oh yeah, that's a whole different reality, Jay. That would make me. I'm a kind of a novice when it comes to boat fishing, and so I would be nervous about being out in a boat when the choppy waters are out there and lightning or anything. Ugh, I'd be sketch. Ghost, hey, hey. That would be sketch, man. I got a little kayak and I'll take it out here at times. And if it gets too choppy, I just don't like it, man. Not the best swimmer. So it's like, no thanks. Where you guys hoping to go fishing out though, Jay? What part of the world you in? I think crappie is one of the next thing I'm going to have to learn up a little bit on. I'm always a trout fisherman, steelhead, salmon, and everything, but we have bluegill and crappie and catfish and stuff in here. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a whole different reality over there, man. I don't know the fishing. I don't know that part of the world for fishing at all. Pretty much a Pacific Northwest guy between California, Oregon, and Washington. I fish these areas a lot. I'm about 3 hours to the coast, Pacific coast. And so when I go over there, we have all these inlet rivers. You just have, about every 40 miles going up and down the coast is some kind of river or creek that comes in. Yeah, I've been watching the different storms blow through, man. Like people got slammed in Arkansas. People I watch, released to the Grease, I think he's in Georgia. He was slammed. Some storms for a while. It looked rough, man. We had our fair share that just kind of lit up. It's cold right now. It's like 32 right now. It's a little freezing morning, but it's going to get up to about 75. We have these extreme 40-degree difference between night and day here. I've never really lived in a place which had 40 to sometimes 50-degree differences between our nighttime and daytime temperatures. Yeah, that's good, Jay. It's tough. I watched a bunch of fishing channels and, the bite was fairly decent. We get that here sometimes too. When it is just raining like crazy, the fish will bite pretty good. Wow, Ghost, that is incredible, man. Yeah, I'm 53, and so my whole life, I've always paid attention to weather because it's just kind of who I am. And there was a certain level of predictability that always went on, and it's really changed. I'd say the last 5 or 10 years, the patterns of the weather just are not quite the same. Wow, Ghost. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't have the solar one, Andrew. I have one of these. I have this little guy that's meant to. I use it for jump starting my truck if I ever need to. It's this like insane little battery guy, but it's got ports on it that go out. It's got USB and it's got USB-C charging ports. And anyway, so I use that thing, and it'll probably give me 7 hours, 8 hours of straight live phone usage. And so when I plug it in to turn it on like this, it rocks me for 3 hour live, whatever, no problem. My phone's still 100% charged. And then I got to take it back in and charge it up. Takes, 3 hours to charge back up. And I like to keep it in my truck, so it's always kind of handy. It's always right there. It's also really heavy. And it's the little case it came in has a little loop to it. And so I use it as the weight for my tripod. I got a kind of a nicer tripod that's got a little hook on it. So I just hooked that charger dude onto my tripod to hold it down. Enjoy the new fishing rod, man. That's one of the things I have an addiction to. I don't need any fishing rods, but boy, I sure do love looking at them and buying them. Take care, Jay. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I like them, man. I really do. Mine's Nexpow, Nexpow, and I mean they're uh what about the size of about like 4 packs of cigarettes or something like that? And it's hard to say something similar. And so just the charger is, then it comes in this little hard case. So it's got the jump cables and a little like cigarette plug-in guy to charge it, and then a USB cord and stuff like that. And so it's a little heavy because it's like any kind of battery unit, and it will. I've had to jump cars before. It's great to have that thing around. My business partner had one, and I was like, "What?" He was, "My car's battery's low. I got to go start it." And he whipped out that little thing, and I'm like, "That thing's gonna jumpstart your car!" Boom, fired right up. I was like, "Hot dog!" So I was sold on them. And then later on, I started doing this YouTube stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I need to get a charging unit." And I was like, "Oh, just use that." And I got this little like $15 microphone, and it's just the most common ones you can kind of see on Amazon, and they just plug right into your phone. Yep, exactly, man. They're great, Ghost. And so that little microphone has like a little lightning bolt nub that sticks off it. Ooh, there goes the eagle. Let's see if we can catch him. We get him at all? There goes the eagle. He's flying by, doing his thing. Hard to really see that bald eagle. That was a pretty eagle. We got a resident nice pair of eagles here. And so, yeah, I just take that the little extensive thing that goes off of your microphone, and you can hook a lightning cable to it, my Apple kind of cable. And then has like a USB-C on the other end of it, and a lightning adapter on one end. And so I plug it into my microphone. That way my microphone's plugged in the whole time, and my phone is charging. And so it works out pretty cool. All right, let's recast this bad boy. Had to bring out some of my serious gear to try and cover the distance out here. And to get rid of my like 2500 series reels, because I was like, those reels they just don't have enough line. So I got out my Salmon steelhead gear. Yeah, Black Rain. They were pretty good. I think I got mine off Amazon. It was pretty cheap too. It's like $8. $8 for 20 of them. It was ridiculous. I was like, wow, that's not much money at all. Comes with a little light battery, dude, so you can make them glow up. Heck yeah, that's the beauty of the fishing community. Stay fishy Redmond up there, about 3-4 hours north of me. Fishing some of these great spots up there. They get these giant trout, man. You guys got to check his site out at some point. You'll enjoy it. Catches these biggies. Yeah, that's terrible. Got this heavy line on here, and I can't cast the distance I really want with it. That other rod, I've got a 8-pound fluorocarbon on, the one that you guys can see right now. I can get that puppy. I had to put a heavy weight on it. I think I put a 1 ounce weight on that one. I got about 3/4 ounce on this, but I got heavy line because I had to use my 3000 series steelhead rod. So it's not as far out as I want, but it works. Just telling you guys, it's this weird drop off out there that I got to get past. Well, hey. Just trying to get this rig thrown out there far enough. Like I was saying earlier, it goes real shallow for a while. This used to be just kind of a locals boat ramp, if you will. just a gentle slope, and people just bring their gear over here and just drop it off. But people would just kind of camp too close to the water. People who run this place didn't care for it, so they kind of put these big boulders and stuff here. So it's not really a boat ramp anymore. It's just a fish spot. But anyway, Gently goes out there for a long time. Freshwater black ring. Yeah, well, Stay Fishy Oregon's great, man. They catch some slammies up there in Oregon, man. Try to plan a Columbia River journey. Do you know when the sturgeon season is? Big boss, blessings. Yeah, Andrew, do you know when the sturgeon season is on the Columbia? I always forget. We are here in Northern California, up by the Oregon border, fishing a beautiful lake. This was like a farmer's property a long time ago. And we're kind of in this weird little canyon that cuts through here. Yeah, Serious Mountains in the background. Serious Mountains. I think that way is pointing towards Oregon. Straight up across those mountains, and we'd be in Oregon in about an hour. About 40 minutes as the crow flies. And so they dammed this little area up. Heck yes. Yeah, so I'll kind of turn you guys over. It's hard to see, but sun's going to come up over this way. I'm in this little town called Mount Shasta, so the mountain's right about that way. It's 14,000 foot mountain. It's real beautiful. So they dammed this little thing up. They took this canyon, and then they put a little dam there. It's not hydroelectric. It's just a dam, it's kind of like a reservoir style dam. And so it flooded this area up. We got a big river that rolls through here. Otherwise, it would have been, about a 20 foot across, 4 foot deep kind of river that would just rips right through this canyon. So every so often, when we get a drought like California does, the waters will really lower down, and it'll expose the old farm what's down there. You can see the old fence line, and you can see little bit of structures that are left. It's got to get, like I said, really, really shallow for that to happen. It's peaceful here. We have one nesting pair of bald eagle here. Darren, hey, welcome in. Glad to have you. We have a bunch of ospreys that come around. They're one of my favorites. I love the ospreys. We have the blue heron. We have the green heron. This guy called Kingfisher. He's really cool. He's makes his call is kind of like a woodpecker. It's really high pitch and really fast. And it's like one of the hardest ones for me to try to imitate. Come on, fishies. Some big fish get caught over here. Ooh, paint cars, man. That is really cool. My uncles were old car collectors my whole life. So I grew up around cars from the 40s and 50s and 60s. I'm 53 years old. And so in the 70s, when I was like 8 years old or stuff, I'd go to my uncle's farm, and he was a, collector of Chevys. And so he'd have a whole bunch of Impalas and stuff like that. And I remember my cousins, they would always just ride around the farm, and they were real young like me, but they were taught to drive in the farm, and they were always beating up this 63 Chevy Impala Super Sport. And it was, this was like 1979. So this car wasn't, back then the Impalas hadn't reached that collector stage yet, not the 63s and 4s. And so they just beat the heck out of that thing. But I mean, it was a true super sport, just beauty. And then I remember, like, flash forward 30, 20 years later, when those cars became collectors, my uncle, I had a bunch of 60s and 61 Impalas was the ones he liked, but the 63s and 4s were like, but he had like 4 or 5 of them around. And so he started restoring them. And man, he took that old beat up thing that we used to just crash around on the farm and turn it into the hottest looking 63. Hey, Atachi. It was really, really cool. So, looking back in those eras where I love cars a lot. And it was so easy to get these amazing collector cars for next to nothing financially. I am trout fishing. Oh, there's a cormorant out there. We got the double-breasted cormorant. He's kind of a cool bird, but he can make things a little challenging. Felicity! Hey! Nice to see you. Yeah, the fishing birds out here are great. I love their company, but I noticed that they tend to drive the fish away. I've been good. I know. I know. Stay Fishy Redmond said he's working, so he's probably popping in a little bit here and there when he can. He got little breaks on work, so I imagine Weld, if he doesn't say hi real fast, he's listening, but I don't think he can respond constantly. So we got to be patient with Stay Fishy Redmond. He's working. No, nothing yet. I just put my stuff out about 20 minutes ago. Ooh, Megalodon would be cool. Oh, you're still cool. Cool. I thought so, Andrew. I wasn't sure. I know Weld and Carey was just letting you know he subbed up. Yeah, the big Kraken. We got, I think, the 27-pound fish, 27-pound trout are the biggest ones that have been caught out of this lake. It gets upwards of 80 to 100 feet deep out there, so it's a challenge to get to the very bottom. Yeah, it's kind of like a real steep canyon. If this thing wouldn't have been, people love to swim there. It's massive for swimming. I'm not a big guy for it, but people will swim all the way across this thing. It's, I'd say, a quarter mile is what you're looking at straight across. And so it's not much of a current or anything like that. And if you like to swim, it's just crystal clear, beautiful water. I had a good friend who, when he lived here for years, that was their thing in the warm months. They'd get out here every day and go swimming. No, not murky. Just it's cold. It's absolutely cold. The inlet is a big river that comes from up in the mountains. And so if you're into like the cold plunge reality, that's extremely easy because we have all these big rivers here. And you just got to go out. And I'm in a lake, but it's fed by rivers. So the rivers come in, feed this lake, and then they come out the dam side. And then they continue as a big river. Biggest fish I've caught is a salmon in 20-pound range, 22, 23 maybe. Yeah, since there are five sources that are feeding this lake as far as water goes. One of them is a real serious river that's about 4 feet deep and about 20 feet across. That is just moving. Like it would destroy you if you tried to walk across it. It would just. That was the Canadian geese. Those were the Canadian geese coming by to say hi to us. And so that would be the mass amount of water, and it's a lot of water. I mean, like a giant regular swimming pool's worth of water every 3 or 4 seconds. I mean, it's just moving. And so, and then the other ones there's like 4 other ones, and they're about a third that size. So if you look at all the amount of oxygenated water that's coming in here, it's pretty insane. Otherwise, what I've seen before is, yeah, exactly, the cobra chicken. Oh, Dachi, you're fine. Just keep it PG. we like to keep it kid friendly. Other than that, I got a smart sense of humor, and I have to always remind myself that people don't always get that. So sense of humors are always kind of a little individual, but I'm a smart aleck. I love cracking foolish jokes at people. I've seen this thing where they say that lakes do this thing called turnover, and it's a weird thing they do to regulate the oxygen levels, and they do it like sometimes once, 2, 3 times a day. Where a lake, yeah, exactly. Ghost. That's the kind of ghost you want following you. That's a good ghost. Yo, monkey man, good morning. We're out here trying. It's about the middle of the lake. I usually fish the inlet parts. I usually tend to fish because I know those areas and I know where the fish are. The fish do come here a lot. This tends to be a really crowded fishing spot, and a lot of times I enjoy just a little piece and quiet in the morning. But doing YouTube live, it's like I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm about here talking up a storm, so might as well go to this spot, give it a shot. There's a high potential for some big fish out here. It's just challenging to get to the right spot. Might have to re-rig this left rod. Joseph, this is usually a trout area, so I would love to catch the German brown trout, and then the rainbow trout is what I'm after. There's lots of like insane trout in here. They just get huge. Since I'm in Northern California, real close to the Oregon border, it's cold. It's 32 degrees out right now. And this water that's coming in is just barely above freezing. And it stays like that. Seems like most summer. And so it's perfect for trout. Cold water. I was listening to some people talk about the trout are getting really hard to catch in Southern California right now. I've heard of a bluefin. Tuna is they got that what is that little guy? I think it's called the albacore, and he's like this mean little like super strong looking tuna guy. He's not that big 500-pound massive tuna. Oh, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Prissity. Have a blessed time. Sing to your heart's content. Yeah, so those little albacore tuna guys, oh, they look fun. They're like, a 2 foot, maybe 2 to 3 foot length fish that look like it's the size of a man's thigh at best. And as far as round, salmons, I love me some salmon. That's my jam. Oh yeah, I get it. Well, have fun doing whatever you do in this world. Yeah, I'm in salmon country. This is steelhead and salmon. This is the home of those guys. I was raised around that my whole life. And that's the kind of fish when you're out for salmon, steelhead as well, that you can put a week-long journey into a fishing expedition to catch those guys. And if you get one, you're unbelievably happy. It's kind of like hunting. And so the salmon we have up here are typically, about from 15 pounds to about 80. And so we have about 5 different species of salmon that tend to come in our water systems. But by and large, we fish the Chinook or the king. Then we fish the coho. I don't really fish for the chum or the sockeye or the pink. fishing a new spot right here. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to catch a fish in this spot. I have a potential for higher, bigger, better fish here. But yesterday I didn't catch anything by the riverside. It's getting challenging to figure out where they are right now this time of year. They're not an easy fish to figure out always. And so if you want the stock fish, that's kind of simple. But that to me is it's not a fun challenge. They don't really taste the best. There's not the best of fish to catch. And so yeah, oh yeah, look at that light coming out, huh? Oh, people say it looks like a Bob Ross painting. They tease me about that. They're like, oh, sky blue fishes out here where Bob Ross is from. Let me spin you guys around. God, it looks like a mallard hanging out there. Oh, that looks beautiful right about there, though, huh? Ooh, got a beautiful sunlight hitting on that red banks across the way. Yeah, that little mallard guy just went down. Yeah, that looks nice. Look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, the sun is coming up. The moon just went back down over those hills. It was beautiful, kind of a full moon. I came out here about 10 to 6. The moon went right down, pretty much right in the center of the camera, back over those hills. It was so beautiful. Yeah, it's a blessing to live in a mountain town like this. If anyone here has ever done it, then you guys know the experience. It's there's trade-offs up and down of living in a place like this. There's not a ton of adult nightlife that goes on. There's not a lot of restaurants. I live in a town of 3,600 people. We do not have a McDonald's. We do not have Taco Bell. We do have a Burger King, and that's it. We just got a Starbucks about 6 months ago. It moved in. There was a local little coffee gal who had like a little coffee truck that was permanent kind of thing. It was sad. She didn't last long when Starbucks moved in. But the town we're living in, it's a tourist town of Mount Shasta, California, and they have like those ordinances that won't allow fast food development. They pretty much like it to stay this teeny little mountain town. Yeah, exactly. Nope. I think it's 45 minutes away, and then you can get to a Walmart. It takes about an hour to get to where like Home Depots and all that good stuff is. So it's that kind of reality. And so you make trade-offs. You get the beauty of nature, but we get our necessities taken care of here. But I watch people and they'll talk about going to Chick-fil-A and having this new dragon fruit drink, and I'm like, oh, it's good. Nearest Chick-fil-A is like almost 2 hours away, and it's like, oh man, I'm not going that all the way there just for that Chick-fil-A, even though I'd like to. But then people look out here at what I got going on, and they're like, oh, I'd love to have pretty much mountains in my backyard. Yo, Grease. Hey. How you doing, buddy? I was just talking about you about 10 minutes ago. We were talking about weather. Person was in from North Carolina, and they were talking about not being able to fish because it was stormy and real bad. And I was like, oh, yeah. Everyone just got a lot of that crap. And I was like, Grease, I think he's in Georgia, just got it. It's been interesting. It seems like they were saying it's about to break for them in North Carolina where they can get back out and do a little fishing. But I know you got slammed. What are you and your daughter going to do? You're going saltwater fishing? Something as cool as saltwater fishing? Maybe you are going to one of those like racetracks where you can rent a like a Formula One NASCAR or something like that. And you guys are going to go drive a couple laps. Something as cool as that. All right, we'll trout fishing. That'd be blast, man. Should have guessed it. That's what I'm doing. I'm hoping to catch them. I got this weird shallow part that goes for a fair distance, and then it drops off. So I was trying with like a little more than a half-ounce weight on this pole. It wasn't getting me. I got a 1 ounce weight on this rod, and so I just went up to 1 ounce on this other rod. Man, you a fishing machine, Grease. I see you go live a lot, bro. I'm like, man. Right now it's crazy time for me. I got tons of gardening work, and I got about 4,000, maybe if I was to count them all, 4,000, 5,000 plants right now that I'm tending to. I just planted 500 and some potatoes, and I got more than that in garlic. About 600 garlic plants that are doing amazing this year. I got sweet potatoes going to come. I'm doing ginger. I'm doing just about everything this year. I got tons and tons of basil. Some of these interesting basils that I got like from Africa, and this Thai basil, another one. They're just tough. Man, they do not want to sprout. They're a challenge and a half. And if any of you guys have ever caught, I was reading your thing, you caught 3 yesterday? Oh, yeah, I bet, Grease. But still, it's fun. They fight pretty nice. Yeah, if any of you guys ever have tried to grow strawberries from seed, like a strawberry seed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like strawberry seed, it's a science. So my life has been plant-filled right now. But that's life of kind of like I'm like a small-time farmer. I got a couple acres of land that I've been developing. I got about close to a half acre done out, ready to grow, rock and roll. I did cover crops this last year. So that's hectic. You got all these life forms depending on you. If you mess up, oh, there they go. You start all these plants from seed. I got about 50 amazing jalapenos. I grew this real cool pepper called the Daytail. It's a real hot one. Yeah, that'll get me out there. Comes from Florida. The Daytail pepper. See if that'll catch me something, y'all. Were they good eating fish, Grease? Good pink meat or kind of the white meat trout? Come on, big fish. Come on, big fish. Up here in California, they're really good about a lot of the water sources. They give us the full breakdown. We can just go onto these sites and we can enter in where we're fishing, and we can research the different mercury levels of fish and things like that in each water source. My daughter was looking at this one the other day, and it was given it'll tell you the recommended maximum amount of fish eaten each week. And it was really cool. We had a real long conversation about it. And for women, it's really, especially younger women, it can really affect their reproductive organs. And so we are really particular about quantities of certain fish that women and especially young girls should eat. And You know, for a man like me in my 50s, it doesn't matter. I can eat pretty much whatever. That amount of mercury won't bother me. But women who still want to have children, it's detrimental if they eat too much of this mercury. Because I always kind of limited it. I'll eat the fish fairly regularly myself, but as far as like a house meal, maybe once a week or so, I'll cook a lot of fish. My daughter's kind of had that kind of schedule the last 5-7 years. And after we researched it, it worked out to be just about right. They actually get pretty specific for real big fish in here. That they tell her to avoid it completely. Like when any of the big browns that are over 16 inches, they suggest just don't eat it for a girl who still wants to have children. It's one of those things that they won't realize that they damaged themselves until years later. So that's pretty cool about the way the internet's working that way. It used to be just kind of something that was talked about. Oh yeah, no worries, mate. Take care of yourself, Ghost. Appreciate you swinging by. It's a beautiful day out where I'm at. Hopefully it's nice where you are. Got to get some stuff done. I'm not sure about this spot, but I'm trying it. I have 2 taps when I first threw out. So that was... It was good. It gave me the encouragement to know that they're out there and there's some action and they're biting. But I was also like, sometimes you disturb the few fish that are there. And that's it. Last couple days of fishing out here, the action's been pretty slow. Typically they'll stock it. And then a lot of those fish get caught real fast. Good 50% or so of those fish that they stock get caught within the first week. All right, take care, Ghost. And then those other fish, the other 50% of the fish will make it. You know, they learn how to eat the native, like the native fish do, learn how to survive, and then they become smarter. And then it's, progressively harder and harder to catch. And then they'll restock it. But I'm never really about the stocked fish. I just don't really... I don't enjoy to eat them. They're depends on the ones that they stocked. They're not often the biggest. Matthew, hey, welcome in. Watching the sun crest up over the hill. Looks nice over there, huh? Some lucky people have some homes over there, man. I watched one of these Bigfoot shows a while back, and they had a retired ex-Forest Service ranger who'd been there for like 20 some years. And I was like, wow. I listened to their whole tale, and was a pretty intense encounters they had. These Bigfoot would come up to their house and would mess with trying to get in the house and things like that. When they described the road that they lived off of, I was like, well, it's got to be these homes right here. Or there's a couple homes up on the hill right there. I can barely see the other one is right there. It's a little brown spots. Those are the last 2 homes that are on this road. Right past that, it gets up into the Pure Mountains. And so they were talking about the area they live at. They had their Bigfoot encounter, and I was like, man, that's got to be them, because that's it. Those are the only 3 homes that are over there. And after that is about a 45-minute drive up into the Pure Mountains, and it just gets up to the Pacific Crest Trail, goes through there. So it's just ridiculous. All right, time to check bait, recast, getting nowhere. There's some like algae down there I gotta pull through. I get all this algae slime on me every time I pull. Such a heavy weight I gotta put on here to get this out there. It's ridiculous. No more marshmallow. A lot of grassy algae stuff that keeps coming up with my line. Don't know this part of the lake very well. That's always probably about half of your fishing experience. Just figuring out what the fish want to eat, when they want to eat it, and what the water source is like, what the bottom's going to do, what kind of snags it's going to give you. If you got an area that's got some serious like plant growth on the bottom, then it's real hard to get your raised bait to come up above those plants. So you got to put 30-inch leader to raise up instead of 15 or something. Well, that's way out there. I like to switch it up, try to find some new experience, get a little new growth. The way I understand life, if you stay stuck in the things you've mastered, you get very little growth. You can do the experience, that's no problem. But any of you guys might know, you might understand that if you stay in the career that you've been at for 30 years, after a while, there's just very little growth. You figured it all out. You know how to do it so well that it just doesn't challenge you. And so, same with fishing. You can stick with the same old spots you know that you can catch this, you can catch that at. And you may not get much new experiences because you know that area. You know that this kind of size fish sort of live there, and this is what's caught there, and my buddy caught this there, and I caught that there. And so that's tends to what you'll get almost every time when you go there. Same kind of experience. But when you go somewhere new, challenge yourself to learn that new source of water, learn what obstacles are out there, where the snags are, or what to avoid, what the bottom's like, what the fish want to bite out and on, and what time. Well, then there you go. There's that cool new growth. And all of a sudden, you may get the biggest fish you ever got. So that's what today's about. Trying something a little different. We're just starting to get into some beautiful weather. We got the next week is just going to be amazing. I'm going to try to redo this one too. Going to take a few extended trips. I got a trip to Utah coming up real soon. I got a few areas out there that I go digging every few years. I got to go out there and get a bunch of stones. I got a small window before the intensity of summer hits me. Summer gets real crowded and hectic in this town, and my business, that's what we focus on. Ah, man, this line just does not cast as good as the other one. So that should be fun. I was looking at a whole handful of different fishing spots, but they look like they're boat access fishing spots that I would need to get to in Utah. So I may see if I can find some rivers or creeks that I can go to. Re-rig this one. I want to catch some big fishes, man. Come on, fishies. This isn't fun when there's no fishies caught. Not even getting a bunch of action. That'll work. Heavy line on my steelhead salmon rod. It's hard to cast way out there. Hard to cast. That big old line. Probably got 30-pound braid on there. Kick the pole, made a noise. Come on, fish. It's time. We need a big fish. We need the fish. Come on, big fish. Come on, fishy fishies. Let's go fishy. Oh, sure is getting beautiful out here. Sure is getting beautiful. Still freezing. Yeah. I love my Okumas, man. I got SST that I typically use. I got a few Salilos that I got for trout fishing. The Okuma Salilo is nice. It's kind of a small, teeny thin rod. Yo, nobody. Yeah, real close to Oregon. I'm in the Northern California. I'm about an hour from there. Just south of Oregon. Yeah, man, Okuma was great. I bought all kinds of rods. I have the Guide Select Pro. Whole bunch of, yeah, it sure is, nobody. It's gorgeous out here. A whole bunch of different lengths of the Guide Select Pro. I got a 7.6 twitching rod that I like a lot. I got a few 9.9s. I got a few 10.3s or 10.6, whatever it is. I might have an 11. Yeah. I love the Guide Select Pro. And so then Jordan, Mr. Carnegie, he was demonstrating the X one day. I was like, man, that's a dang good looking rod. So I ended up getting, kicking that. That's not nice. I ended up getting the Okuma X, and I got it when it just came out, man. So I spent like $300 on that puppy. An expensive rod, man, $300. And so you dang right, in love. Balls deep out there, man. That's one of my favorite Cleveland show videos, man. And so I'd messed up a few of those Guide Select Pros on those Kumas before. When I was hogging in this massive salmon, and I got so excited that instead of just walking straight back with him when I tried to beach him, I was like a hook set. I had this thing, just my rod was just bendo like you would not believe. As I was trying to walk backwards, I was being an idiot. And then this salmon spasmed, and it just snapped the rod. Wham! Just snapped it right in half. Guy down from me, he's like, "Did you break your rod?" It's like, "Yeah, man, I got that fish, but I broke my rod." And it was hilarious. And then there was another time I was fishing on the Chetco River, and it was just about to get dark, so I was losing my light, and I was sitting in my chair, my camping chair, and I had my rods that were laying on the ground by the truck. I was walking around the truck, and I heard that noise. I was like, and I was like, "Oh man, there went that rod." Just stepped on it. So I just took those Okumas and I just tossed them in the corner. And then the Okuma X gave me crap. The eyelets popped off. One came off, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks." And then like another one did. And then that was it, man. I barely used this rod, and I spent $300 on that thing. So I called Okuma up, and they were great, man. They were so fantastic, bro. They have Okuma has lifetime warranties on their stuff. They have two different styles too. If you got the receipt, then it's lifetime warranty. They ask for like $20 for postage, and then they'll mail you a brand new rod. There it is. But if you don't have your receipt, it's a little bit more. It's like $40. And then it's like they'll have you break the rod and just send them the part that has the stamp on it, like with the rod serial number and the lure information on it. But it was so easy and so impressive that she replaced the Okuma X like it was nothing, sent me a new one. And then I told her, I was like, I need the tips. I was like, I don't need whole rods. I was like, I broke the top section of these two Guide Select Pros. And she was willing to she's like, "Oh, they're lifetime warranties. We'll just replace them for you." And I'm like, "But it was my fault." And she's like, "It doesn't matter. It's a lifetime warranty." But I was like, I don't feel good about that. I was like, I can't make you pay for my mistake. Thanks, nobody. And so they were great, man. They made that little extra deal. She sent me two of them for like $45. I just had to basically pay for shipping, and she sent me the top portions. So I'm hooked on Okuma after that. It's like if you're going to spend money on a rod, might as well go with a company that will warranty it forever. Never give you gruff. Usually I just suck up the product if it goes bad on me. I learned my lesson, and I'm like, I'm never buying from that company again. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Nobody. Someday. I'm fishing in Northern California, right here by the Oregon border, about an hour south of Oregon. Trying to catch some big trout. Not second guessing myself, but I'm just wondering what's over here. I rarely ever fish this part. Ooh, Nebraska. A lot of corn. A whole lot of corn growing in Nebraska every time I've driven through there. I see a lot of corn. Yeah, a guy in a boat just left the boat dock about 10 minutes ago across the way. Looks like he might be trolling. That's one of the things I'd really love to get going next on. Nice. Centrally, like the Deschutes. Fishing like the Deschutes and the Prineville and Haystack and Lake Billy Chinook, that kind of Central Oregon. I'm from Portland originally. Lived in Redmond for a while. I haven't fished the Mackenzie. I haven't fished some of that stuff over by Eugene. It's been forever since I fished like the Wilson and Trask and things like that. The rubber band. Ain't no sound, a rubber band man. Once I on a club outside of town, I was so surprised I was hypnotized. Sound that cat put down when he reached down to his thumb. I laughed so hard when he finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for rubber band man. Y'all never heard a sound till the rubber band comes to town. I was going to say, we got someone fishing in your neighborhood, Drew. Heck yeah. Yep, I know it. We got this cat up at Day Fisher Redmond, Oregon. If you don't know him, you got to hook up. You guys are in the same neck of the woods. Gale Force. Isn't that something out there? We got this double-breasted cormorant that's right over here. He's a fishing machine. You can't see him pretty well. Boy, he's a fishing machine out there. He's a stud of birds, man. That cormorant will come up with the coolest big trout, and I'm like, wow. He's not too hard to contend with. He seems to be a slight annoyance to the fish. We get these mallards, and a breeding pair will go around, and it's fine when it's just the two of them. But they'll have a whole bunch of babies, and sometimes maybe it's like two groups that hang out together. But you'll see as many as like 10. Could just be one big. Yeah, exactly. Come on, fishies. Yeah, horizontal is tough, man. If I go horizontal, then YouTube won't put it out there, man. They like to blackball you when you go horizontal. They want it verticals for phone usage and stuff. I think I've watched enough people. They're like, man, when I flip it sideways and go horizontal, they get a third the views. Like the live just doesn't go out for some weird reason. So part of YouTube is learning how to kind of dance around that. Oh, that sounds fun. There's one called the Williamson River. It's a little bit south of Bend by Klamath Falls, and it feeds into Klamath Falls the Klamath Lake, the lake of Klamath Falls. And man, that looks really, really good. Every time I'm driving up to Bend or something on the 97 from down here, I have to skate along that Williamson River, and it just looks perfect. It's like a 2 to 3 foot deep looking river. And it's a heavy duty brown trout river. I think it's a catch and release only. So it's a zero retention kind of river. And, but man, I tell you what, that Williamson River, ooh, every time I go by that thing, it's just calling me, and I got to hunt it out. As you all know, you get a hair in your groin, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go check out this river or whatever. And then you sit there and you scan it on the maps, you plan it out, and you try to find a couple spaces that are in between some private property where you can get there. It's tough. I always remember, guys, whenever you sub somebody up, to take the moment to actually watch a video and leave a comment. The best thing you can do is just watch a full short all the way through and then leave a comment. Otherwise, YouTube likes to remove people's subs. They basically think you're a bot. Like only a bot goes to someone's site, subscribes, and doesn't even watch the content or interact with that channel. So after a while, usually within a 24-hour period, they'll take the sub back and just move it off. So as channel creators, you might notice that, especially you stay fishy. If someone get 2 or 3 people will sub up to you, and then you're like, oh, cool, my sub count went up, and then you'll wake up the next day and it's gone down 2 or 3. And it's because they never actually engaged with your site. They just subbed you. It's always important. You got to watch 30% of a long form video or a full short and leave a comment, and then your subs will always stick. Oh, this is a beautiful day out here today. I mean, the water is nice kind of day. If it's under 20 degrees warmer, think about. Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about, Redmond. Yeah, we can't go every day. Sometimes I just need to take a break too, Tomcat. If I fish all the time, I kind of lose my anticipation and excitement for it, I guess. So steelhead, especially, I don't get to go that often. It's always at least an hour drive for the nearest steelhead source for me. And I got to go up to the Rogue River, which is about an hour and a half or so. And then I got to contend with a lot of the Southern Oregon elders that kind of call river their home. We get that a lot down here, and it's just an interesting reality. It's public fishing waterways, and nobody should have the right to tell you how, where, when, and what to do. But it's a common thing up here, Southern Oregon. These guys will come in and they'll just butt up right next to you on the river, and they'll be casting right over you basically, and it's very challenging. And they just got this grimace on their face. They don't ever interact, they never smile, have anything nice to say. And if they do say anything, they'll be like, oh, I've been fishing here since before you were born, sonny. And so it's just like this arrogance, this ownership of the public waterway. And so that gets to me a lot, to be honest with you. It just kind of changes the fishing experience, and I have to toughen up and be like an arrogant jerk myself to basically exist. Otherwise, they just kind of push you out of your fishing spots. And I'm not really. That's not me. That's not my personality. I don't enjoy that. It's like when I go to Southern California, I have to switch my driving habits. Up here, we're all nice. If you're trying to leave, a grocery store or someplace like that, people are nice. They'll let you out. They'll wave you. They'll come on, come on. They'll flag you. Come on, drive by. And so I'm used to like a pretty friendly, little small town community like that. When I get down to SoCal, so different, man. That's just what it is. I get used to it. The drivers down there are not polite. People could care less about you. They'll cut you off with an inch of your life. Get that out so it doesn't mess me up. And so when I go up to Oregon to fish, the southern Oregon part is kind of similar vibe with fishing. I just understand that this is the way that a lot of these local anglers are. There is no you were there first mentality. There's that's my fishing hole and I'm fishing in there. I don't care. I was once fishing the Chetco and that was a real nice spot. I got to know it after a bunch of times of going there. Locals do really well in this one particular area, and I kind of hunted it down and figured it out when I was there. You can camp there. It's a gravel bar, so it's this big part of the river where the overflow water just leaves a bunch of river rocks everywhere. So there I'm fishing, and this old man comes up. He looks at me and he's like, "That's a high dollar fishing hole you're in, boy." And I just, getting hit. Getting hit. Man, I got hit when I wasn't there. Man, I gotta check it. Get hit when I'm not there. How disappointing. But I know they're here. Get this freaking jingle off there. I reel this in. So yeah, that old man was like, "Oh, you got a high dollar fishing hole you're in there, boy." I just kind of smirked over at him. I'm like, "Yep." So they'll have that kind of attitude. Man, I wish I would have got that fish, guys. Oh, that was a good hit. There isn't just like a one way to do anything in this world. Fishing's like that as well. But I notice there's a certain amount of like morals, ethics you can have, if you will, where you accept it, you understand the disappointment that somebody else is there in that prime fishing spot. You don't take it personal. You don't try to bully in on them. Luminary Shine. If you guys don't watch her, you got to go check out her lives at times. Luminary. Yeah, 66. It is just beautiful. So Luminaries is a couple states north of me, but here in the Pacific Northwest still. She had an old couple come in and do that entitlement. They were just bullies. They were disappointed because they wanted the spot she was fishing in. And so they made her experience difficult. And that's what I see more than not up here. And it reminds me of if you're looking for a partner in this world. I like girls. And so say I find a woman that I'm like, "Oh my, she's perfect. That'd be my dream woman." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah," just like so excited. And then I see that she's got a husband. Well, then it's natural. I'm disappointed. I'm a little bummed out. Oh, well, now I got to move on to the next potentially available woman. And you just deal with that frustration and you move on. But it doesn't seem to happen in the fishing world sometimes. People will see that you put the time and effort to get to that spot. And they don't care. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to bully you. I'm going to squeeze in. I saw it just a couple days here. Young kid from out of town came in, and older guy was there fishing. And he just bullied. He's stood 3 feet away from him throwing his like little spinnery thing. And I'm like, are you serious? Didn't even say, do you mind if I fish here? He just came in and started throwing. And people who are passive just don't do anything. But it's like, come on, I understand. It's frustrating. But you just got to deal with your disappointment and move on. For me, I have 4 options in my head, usually, at least 2. I go to a place to fish, and if somebody is in my prime spot, well, then I go to spot B. And then if someone is there, then I go to spot C. And if spot D is taken, well, then maybe that's a sign, and I don't fish that day. That's how I do it. The last thing I'm going to do is like, oh, you're here? You got up before me, and you came to this fishing spot? Last thing I'm going to do is weasel in. The way I was taught, a fisherman kind of has that from 10 to 2. If you look straight at whatever water source you're fishing in, you fish from as far left as 10 to as far right as 2 o'clock on looking at a clock. So you don't just fish out straight in front of you. You fish a little to your left, a little to your right. And so if someone comes up and sees that you're just kind of out straight in front of you at that moment, that's only where you're going to be for that actual 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, if you're not catching something there, you may actually cast to your left, or you may cast to your right. It's part of it. So when people come in and crowd you, they take away those options. It's like, what? I only have a 10-foot fishing space right now. Ugh, I'm going to glare on my phone. Foreigner, it really is, huh? It's just beautiful day. Yeah, exactly, Tomcat. She did well. But that's the kind of arrogance that I see in a lot of the waters out here. And you're in Central Oregon, so you may run into it as well. And it's just unfortunate. Public waterways. Where I'm at, I'm real close to the Rogue River, and I can go up there. And I call them the monofilament mafia, because these guys they just can't stand braided line. And I have braided line on most all my rods, and I'll go up there and they'll give me so much gruff. And they're like, "Well, what kind of line you got on?" And I'm like, first off, that's none of your business. And then they'll be like, "Oh, but you better not be fishing with braid, because that stuff breaks all the time, and I'm sick of people with braid fishing around here. I'm cleaning up their mess." And it's like, buddy. Yeah, serious 66. So those cats, they're all a bunch of retired old guys. And, they just sit around and, they show up at 4, 5 in the morning, and they just go to the local fishing holes, and they just sit around chit-chatting with each other all day. And they sit in their truck, every half hour or so, they'll get out and they'll throw a line in for 5 or 10 minutes and then go sitting down and just chit-chat on their chair with their buddy for an hour. And so I'm up there, like, seriously trying to catch some fish to eat. I want to catch one of these nice salmon or steelhead. I'm not just bored looking to, snag a fish. Yeah, same here. Same here, Matthew. And the laziness when people just leave their trash and they leave their line on and their lures and their cigarette butts and beer cans and everything just all over the ground. That stuff annoys me, and I'll pick it up and I'll throw it in my truck and drive away. But I never would think to judge somebody's fishing technique and style. Oh, why, thank you so much, Julie. Really is, huh? You don't look right, though. Oh, sorry. What did I do? There you go. Yeah, I appreciate teaching and helping and learning from a lot of others. There's just a certain arrogance that I run into, and it's usually always older fishermen. To be honest with you, I'm 53, and I'll notice it's these people that are in their late 60s and stuff, and they just have this thing. I'm in Northern California, Julie, right by the Oregon border. Yeah, it's good to have a lot of lures. I tell you what, man, I got on a little bit of a lure addiction for a while, man. And I was just buying so much stuff, and my fishing. And it was probably like 3 years ago, and COVID reality was still kind of a thing, and so it was like, oh, I just got into fishing. Every time I would research a new style of fishing, I'd buy that. I bought a bunch of these big spinners for fishing the ocean for salmon. They're like 1 ounce spinners. They're big old hefty guys. Oh yes. Yes, Julie. See, you didn't look right. Not being blue. You didn't look right. You gotta be blue. 12. Now you got me 12 tackle boxes. You got me beat on that one. Holy. Wow. I switched to backpacks mostly because I have to trudge down from my fishing spots. I rarely am lucky enough to fish right from my vehicle like I am here. It's probably why I avoid this place. Oh yeah. See, I got a fly fishing set up. I haven't taken the time to learn it. I should probably come down. This looks like a good place to learn right here. There's no trees behind me. It's a parking lot. It's enough spot for about 5-6 cars to park right here. We bump up against the water. Like I said, this used to be what we called the boat ramp before they put these giant stones here. People would pull their vehicles up to the water's edge and their vans and trucks and just, hoot and holler and turn radio up and just kind of have a fun afternoon until the night. Exactly. Wow. I got a few of them look like these little guys that I'll use for backpacking and stuff. And it's like little 6-inch by 1 inch, man, not even 1 inch tall, little plastic Plano kind of box. Man. Yeah, see, I have a couple style backpacks up here. I have one that's like a dry bag backpack. It's addicted fishing guys make it and sell it, but it rolls down and it's made of that stuff just like a dry bag is for kayaks. And so it's a big backpack though. You can put all kinds of good stuff in there, and it's got all these cool little pockets and stuff like that in there. Is that? Oh no, that's the blue herons. Like, who's flying by? That's the blue heron. And I like that one. Looks like there's times where it's just nasty, and I got to go where it's rainy, and there's just nothing you can do about it. We got a week of solid rain, and so I'll take my Gore-Tex gear, my waders. Yep. Same. That's usually what I do, Julie. I'll take a small little pack because some of these rivers and creeks here, I'm duck. Oh, we're getting hit. Oh, I think I got a fish, guys. I think I got a fish. I think I finally got a fish. Oh yeah. He's not happy. We got us a fish. You swimming my way, buddy? What are you doing? Got us a fish. We finally got a fish. Can't tell what kind of drag I got put on here. Had to re-rig. Oh, and he's not a big fish. He's a little fish. Oh, getting another hit. Holy moly. What do we get? Doubled up. Come on, double up. I might have double. This might be doubled up. What's going on? I gotta get this one fish out of the water. You guys are playing with me, huh? No, no double up. Good, I can focus on that one. But I got double hit. I got double hit. Hey, relax, my friend. Come on. All right, I gotta go get my tool. Hey, goes from no action to mass action. Wouldn't you know it, guys? Double hit. He's a little guy. Smallest fish I've caught in a long time. Little guy. Thought he was a big dude. Little dude. Little dude. Whoa, little dude's jumpy. Jumpy, you're gonna hurt yourself. Come on, Jumpy. Say hi, Jumpy. Bye-bye, Jumpy. Gonna hurt yourself, Jumpy. Go on. He's good. Wow. Double action. From nothing to everything, just like that. Woo! That got me moving. That fish got a little bonk on the head when he fell. Hey, he's jumpy. He's out. I was hoping I would catch a bigger fish. I come over here for the giants, not the little fish. Got to re-rig, guys, and then I'll get back to chat in a second, see what I missed. No skunk. No skunk. He made sure I didn't get no skunk. We don't want no skunk. We want the funk. No more skunk. 'Cause we want the funk. Oh, get that way out that way. This 30-pound line, man, this 30-pound braid's a chore to cast that far. It's my braided line. It's my float line. My steelhead girl. I looked at my other rods, my other trout setups, and I got like 2000 series, maybe 2500 at best for reels on there. You know how it is. Sometimes your reels aren't always full of line too, because crap happens and you lose some of them. So I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, that's at 80% spool on that reel. I'm like, that's gonna suck for trying to get some distance. So I switched up to my heavy duty reel for my salmon steelhead, but I didn't want to take off that 30-pound braid that was on there just for an experiment over here. And if it didn't work out, then I'm like, oh, it's a good braid on there and I'm going to need it when I find myself back up there nailing some salmon and steelhead soon. So trying to cast this puppy out with 30-pound braids, chore. Look at this other line back out, everybody. Double. The fish are always like that, man. Make me run around, look like a fool. I was told the big fish are here. That was little fish. Got about 4 or 5 friends who fish this place. One guy's like, oh, I've been fishing here since 1977. And they tell me they catch a lot of big fish over here. It's usually packed. because you can fish right from your car. So you got a lot of car fishermen who just hang out over here all day long. They must be at church or something. I'm back. Coos. I thought that was a bigger fish by the way I felt that hit too. I was like, man, I gotta go fish on. Yeah, it seems like when they haven't been caught too. Like I can always tell a guy like that, they'll do that tail walking, and it was probably his first time being caught in life. And so they just spaz out. They freak out. They're like, oh, what's going on? He fell. He jumped out of my hands right there, and he bonked a rock. So he kind of stunned himself a little bit. When I released him into the water, he was like, whoa, I could just see it. He was kind of like shaking his head like, whoa, what was that? And it took him a second to adjust. He didn't do the belly up thing, which I see some do, and I can just tell, uh-oh, you're out of the water too long, or you didn't like the way that hooked you. He didn't do the belly up, so I knew it'd be all right. He did that shaking his head thing, like, oh, man, I'm kind of seeing things. I was in the other spot where I tend to fish a lot. I do my lives, and there's a lot of osprey that hang out in the trees right above. And it was probably about 2 months. It's a couple months back. Caught a small one and tossed him back. Thought he'd do all right, and he did all right for like a minute or two. But then I saw him bellying up, floating up, and then just out of nowhere, that osprey just comes down, tag, just swooped him. Oh, yep. I get that, Matthew. You got in-house washers and dryer, or you got to go actually out somewhere to do that stuff? I used to have to go to the laundromat, and it'd be a chore. Luckily, it was close enough to the house that I could just walk back, like a little 2-minute walk, and just put everything in. It was pretty safe, and I just go walk back. Yep. Well, thanks for being around. Appreciate you. Have fun. You never know what the day may bring. Yeah, the beauty of this kind of living is the mountains are just right there in your backyard. Literally, like in the town, you'll see kids ride by on their dirt bikes. The police are pretty lenient for that kind of reality. It's not like Atlanta or in San Francisco or something where they're like riding their bikes in the middle of the road to make a protest. Yeah, Honcast, that is something. Nope, no green screen, live fishing screen. Sun's coming up. Sun's over here, so it's blinding from that direction. That's about where the water leaves this lake, forms it's the Sacramento River. And so this is the lake. Over here would be the entrance of the Sacramento River where it hits the lake. That's where I did my live yesterday. About a quarter mile, maybe 3/8 of a mile across is the lake. It's well, I'm in the mountains. There's 2 little towns around me. One's north and one's south. They're both like 6 miles apart, and one's 6 miles north, 6 miles south of us. And they're both about the same size. So between all three of these little towns, there's maybe 10,000 people altogether. Other than that, it's about an hour as the crow flies over to the coast, over just straight, immense, rugged mountains. It's about an hour to Oregon through Sirius Mountains, and about an hour south to a town called Redding. And then after Redding, the mountains all change, and it gives way to like the Central Valley, California, oaks, and the olive trees and things like that. Yeah. And so if you like nature, it's a paradise for that. I have a Husqvarna motorcycle, a 510, and it basically is like a dirt bike with a license plate and brake lights. And so I can just leave my garage, just fire it up, and I'm just, literally half a mile behind where we live, behind the house is the national forest, so I can go that way. Over here where the lake is, if you continue past the lake, it becomes national forest, and that's where they put all these off-road motorcycle trails that climb up over these mountains and stuff. They're really technical trails, though. They're tough, man. I've ridden a lot of off-road trail, and I would say that those are some of the more difficult ones. There's massive rocks, massive obstacles, trees, and damn, what are you gonna hit, guys? I think I'm hearing something. It's been like a micro hit. They didn't commit if they were nubbing it. Yeah, we got a lot of high alpine lakes. There's about 7 of them around here, and smaller fish there, good fish. They don't stock them, so they're nice wild. Some have brooks, some have just rainbow in them. Then we have a handful of rivers. This is the start of the Sacramento River. We have the McCloud River. We have a place called Churn Creek. We got a few of these beautiful, real nice creeks. We have the Salmon River. We have the Shasta River, Klamath River. It's about an hour north of me. The Klamath is the big one. That's the real nice river. That's the one that has big salmon, nice steelhead. They had a dam removal issue they did like 2 years ago on it, and so it's changed the whole aspect of the river, if you will. The Klamath River is a different girl right now. It's going to take quite some time for it to normalize. And so that one's a lot of fun. That's usually my jam. I'm usually there fishing a lot in the Klamath. Last couple of years has been challenging. When you had a dam there that they had for like 100 and some years, it just blocked the flow of silt, fine particles of sand and silt that just kind of hung out at the bottom of that dam, formed a lake, if you will. And so when they removed it, the dam, it's just been blowing through that 100 and some years of silt deposit. And so everywhere that the river can go from, oops, that was me kicking it, from the old dam all the way down to the ocean has just been inundated. And I mean inundated with silt. So it's challenging. You'll go there, you'll be standing in it 6-8 inches. Ooh. That's a tough one, Drew. Huh. They both seem like they get fairly decent reception, but you get that at haystack, you're going to get the chance for them big guys, aren't you? Seems like they're strange. I hear G-Man talk about it. Like you can only keep one over 20 inch. Oh, we're getting hit. We got us a fish. We got a fish. Oh yeah, we got us a fish, y'all. We got us a fish. Let's see who came today. Found our little puny. But I'm happy just to be catching up fish. Yep, a little small guy. Oh no, you're not so small. Oh, you got some spirit. Look at you go. Whoa, look at you go, Buck. Yeah, he realizes he's caught now. Whoa, he's going. He's moving. He's moving. He's a mover. Oh, you're a beautiful fish. Look at you. You are just the most handsomest thing. Oh, you're not small at all. What's I thinking? Whoa, he's tail slapping, whapping, flapping. Give me lip. Give me lip. Give me lip. Oh, ton of lip. Massive lip. Massive action. He is not happy. He did not happy, boy. Where's more? Oh, there's my tool. Where's my tool? Man, I'm tempted to keep you, Buck. You're a good-looking fish. I am tempted to keep you. Man, let's think about it. I caught you real easy. I can let you go real easy. Wow, you're about 18-inch fish. Let me just go show everybody. Don't jump. Don't jump. I'll let you go if you don't jump. So hi, everybody. Look at my colors. I am a beaut. I am a beaut of a boy. I will let you go, boy. You're the beautiful boy. Oh, I know you want to go. You go now. Be a good boy. Wow, you was a big fish. Look at you go. All right. There's good fish over here. There's good fishing at midnight. Woo! Yes. Caught the big fish. Let's go do that again, man. That was a nice fish, but that would have been a good eating fish. Slammed it. Slammy. Slammy the jammy. I like that fish. That was a good fight, man. Loosened my drag and he took off. Think about this. What do I got on there? I think I have an Okuma reel. No, I may not have the Okuma on this one, but I had my drag set real tough because it was probably set up for when I was fishing steelhead. And so I was like, oh, well, he's not pulling nothing. I checked it. The drag was just cranked. So when I loosened it, he took off. He was like, I'm out. We re-rig back up, get it back out there. So that one big fish rule, is that like one and done? You only catch one a day, or you only keep one a day? Can you catch and release is my question there on the big boys at Haystack and stuff. Can you keep catching those big ones and just releasing them? Or if you catch a big one, do they really want you to keep it? See, now I'm starting to kind of think of figuring out where they are over here. Straight in front of me? No. Over here to the left? Yeah. Straight in front of me? No. Let me get this tightened back up, and I'll come check on everybody in chat, see how you all are doing.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live. This is live on YouTube, so I'm doing a live YouTube right now. A bunch of people are watching, so mind what you say if you guys can. No cursing, otherwise I'll get in trouble. Yeah, cast and card. I just got done reading your comment. It's a good place to do a report on, huh? Yeah, that would have been a good fish to keep there, Andrew. Yeah, I have to look up those rules. It seems like you guys got very interesting rules for like the haystack. I definitely don't like the Oregon's. The California sure makes it a lot easier for us to figure out our rules. I can go on to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and I can look at the rules real simple. Oregon doesn't make it that simple. I go up there and I go onto that website, and then they want to send me to some other site and all this BS, and I put it in there. I'm like, oh, what about the McKenzie River? Nope, it's not that simple. Here they break it into 2 or 3 sections. Protected rivers for this, protected river for that. But it's pretty straightforward. Now, I assume that's trout you're talking about, Drew? Because I know, like the steelies, we have to, the steelhead and salmon up there, we have to use our cards, and you can get the extra hatchery tags, if you will, and we're allowed a certain amount of wild, certain amount of the hatchery as well. I know I have to get those Southern Oregon. The Southern Oregon Southwest fishing regulation. They don't even call it a tag. It's like the Columbia Gorge fishing, where they make you pay for all that access to the Columbia Gorge. So I'm wondering if the 20-inch fish you're talking about is just like regular trout, not steelies then. Because I know that it's typically a two steelhead limit, unless you have that extra hatchery card. I had that 1 year. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've seen most people limit out in 2 steelheads when it's on, and you can catch them. You're slamming, down there on the Chetco or something like that. I think I've seen one guy limit out. That's about it. That last fish was pretty. Looked like a boy. Had some nice color to him. Oh, nice. Mostly everyone here is great, man. Yeah, Stay Fishy Redmond's great, man. He's just starting to do his lives. I don't know what happened the other day, Drew. Like, I have the bell turned on for you, so I should get a notification when you're live. And it was irritating because it was a Tuesday, and I think I watched I was watching Stay Fishy, or sorry, I was watching Fishy Things, and the Grease might have been live. Dude, that was that weird day that everybody was live, man. Skipjack Cindy was live, Steve was live, Any Fins Is Possible was live. So it's Justin and Thunderstruck. Tuesday was a weird day. Everybody was live. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Tomcat. That's what I remember looking at and reading. And then, you have to look up each river to see if it's got particular rules for trout. The season gets really interesting. It opens and closes in a lot of places. And trout's probably, I think, the end of April opens back up. Most of the rivers up there, Southern Oregon, right on the coast, you get these cutthroat, these seagoing cutthroat trout that come in these rivers. And boy, that's one I've been really excited about going down and doing. Might be like the Pistol River, I think is the name of that one. And when I was down there hanging out, fishing with a bunch of these locals at the Chetco, they were all gearing up. They were real excited about the end of April. Might have even been April, middle of April. So I try to do my best to be educated on all Oregon's laws, but it gets tough, man. Oh yeah, it's tough on Tomcat. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'll wake up, by 6 o'clock out here Pacific time. There's already 3 or 4 serious channels going. New York, or sorry, NJ Fishing Maniacs rolling. Skeeter gets going early. Any fins? You doing it live again, Andrew, on Tuesday? And you talked about, I thought you said you're going, but I wasn't sure if you said you're doing live. And then secondly, what time? Are you an early morning guy when you do your lives? Or are you like a 9 o'clocker? So I'll try to earmark it. I'll just go make sure I keep refreshing and double checking on my YouTube and make sure it gets popped up in the feed or whatever. Yeah, 66. He's about 4 hours north. I caught him a teeny bit. I saw that he was live. I was busy yesterday. I was working. So I saw that he was live. I bounced back and forth. I saw Mike was live on MVP. So I popped in for a moment, said hi to Mike. It's tough. I think Luminaries was live yesterday too. So I popped in her live. It's tough, man. There's like 6, 7 nice lives that I enjoy watching. There's just not enough time in the day. Watch all these great fishing lives. G-Man's great because they're good educational. Not sure how long you've been watching him, But I watched him, a bunch last fall and the end of the summer, and he was really educational. He'll go out there to the Deschutes and bring 4 different rods with 4 different setups and really tell you all about it. Demonstrate as much as he's just trying to fish. So I got a side planer and gave it a shot in a few rivers. Not much action, but it was great watching him use it, talk about it. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to get done a lot of my hardcore chores. The gardening experience gets rough when I have to plant things. And then once the plants get established and, I'm past that fragile point of young seedlings, then they can survive, in case someone makes a mistake, or I'll put all this time, effort, and energy into growing all these things. And if I could take off for a week and someone was lazy on me and didn't water things right, then I can get in big trouble. All that effort's gone. Gets hard because the time that I'll be free in life, the winters, where I have a ton more time on my hands, isn't the most ideal time to want to travel and do certain things. Nice, 66. Yeah, I do my best to do the 3 lives, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then I reserve the rest of the week for me. Keep my private fishing experiences alive. I choose to socialize with chat and be interactive. I like to answer questions. I like to engage. I'm always curious about what other people are fishing for, where they're fishing, all that good stuff. I'm bank fishing mostly. I got my kayak, but I'm just not as comfortable in it. I'm not the best swimmer, so I'm always nervous. Like, something could happen. I want to get a little boat. Trade my fishing kayak for a boat or something. So even a little 14-foot, little dinghy, I don't care. Something to just get out and be comfortable in. That way I can take my charging unit, my live streaming stuff with me. Today'd be a perfect day to be out on a boat. Yeah, I'm a bank fisherman guy. I love my wadering. That's one of my all-time favorites. Just y'all know how it is. I'm sure if you fish similar rivers to me, you get out there in these fast-moving rivers. You get in a little bit over your knees, about halfway up your thighs, about as far as you can go, till that current is just really moving you. And it's just tranquil. It's just relaxing. You got your net on your back. I love to be throwing spinners. Or if I'm not throwing a spinner, I'll be like I have a float where I got heavy weights underneath that, and I'm bouncing eggs or bouncing bead on the bottom. So then you just throw it up. You watch it drift down the river 100 yards or so. Whole time you're hopeful that, boom, that bobber goes down. We got rivers here like the Rogue, which is a tough one. Not a lot of bank access. Leaves Roseburg and starts heading to the coast, and it just goes into this canyon area. And pretty much drift boats are the only people that are getting there. Addicted fishing, they do it. You'll see a yearly one. They'll float all the way down the Rogue. They get real carried away, and it looks great. Rugged. There's a couple stretches that look, really sketch. Yo, Tomcat, absolute mate. Good luck. Rock and roll. Catch some biggies. Yeah, that's how it gets for me, man. I was I was learning. I would watch a lot of addicted fishing, and that would just get me, man. I'd sit there and watch, and I'd get so pumped up, and I'd be like, I could barely rest, and I'd plan my trips, and I'd be so excited, tying beads from floating, like tie 20 of them, and I'm all tying spawn sacks. I'm just so excited. Sometimes I get up and leave at 2:30 in the morning, do my 2-hour drive, get up there by 4:30 in the middle of like July, summer. And it starts getting light around 5. I'm glad I got a couple of those nice fish today. That always helps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I used to take a little bit of my extra money. One of my companies was just like a small online. I'd get a few extra $100 a month that I could just spend on whatever. And that was my fishing addiction. I just buy lures and you name it, man. I'd learn a new style of fishing and have to get into it. Coastal salmon tend to be the best. So we're lucky enough to get if you're lucky enough to fish right by a river that's got amazing coastal salmon in it, it's like the second they enter the river, it's changing, and the salmons just aren't as good. So if you got 200-mile upriver kind of salmon, it's just nowhere near the same as the coastal ones. And if you can catch them in the ocean, it's even better. No, that's one thing I haven't yet. 66. Got all the gear for it. Just haven't done it yet. There's too many things to learn and do in this world. Looks fun though. There'll be days where I'm out here and not many people are doing that great. And those fly fish are going to be slamming it, man. Just slamming it. So I appreciate them. They're like skilled. Starting to get bright out here. I need my glasses. Yeah, it's been a forever since we did that. Used to go down with my parents, and we all lived in Portland, Oregon, and so we go down to Coos Bay. That's a big thing. Go down, crab into Coos Bay. I don't have many people that eat crab now in my world. Thought about it. I was watching some guys do it. with their fishing poles. You can put on this little crab snare. Looks pretty cool. You can make your own if you don't want to buy one. You can cast that puppy way out in the ocean, fish them that way. Look pretty cool. Starting to warm up out here. Shed some layers soon. That'll be nice. Goodness. So many layers on, it's ridiculous. Oh, it's getting to be real nice out here, y'all. Don't know about the fishing, no. We got a bunch more. Yo, Venture, hey. How y'all are? Whoop. Bonk my tripod. Got 2 fish on so far today. Nice one. Last one was a real nice one. Now we're just waiting. Yeah, last one was nice. Last one was a beauty. Beautiful boy. Like 18, 19 inch or so. If it was a little fatter, would have kept him. That was a good looking fish though. Probably would have cooked up nice. Oh, this is my kind of day. Yeah, exactly. I would have made. That's one of my favorites to do. Like to fillet it up really well. Trout fish tacos are really good. I saw a guy a while back give me a recipe for using a tempura batter. And oh man, that is so good. This tempura batter makes the most perfect fish and chip consistency in my book. And so it's an interesting stuff to use. It's like it needs to be really, really, really cold. I suggest you keep the batter in like the freezer. Use it with this extremely cold ice water with ice cubes in it and stuff, and mix it up. And then, oh boy, though, season that stuff up just right, and it's like an extra crispy chicken or something like that. It's this massive, beautiful, crunchy breading on there. That's just the best. Oh, I just loved it. Works a little better with a whitefish than the trout, but boy, is it good, especially if you like tempura. We got a bunch of nice older anglers that came and showed up. So there's a ton of rods in the water right now. So I'm excited to see what anybody else catches too. Can see where they're putting out, how far out they are. Couldn't ask for a better day for us all to be out here fishing. Really is, man. It really is. Look at it. Look at this place. Snow all around. We got some new anglers that showed up. Oh, it's just perfect, man. One boat out there in the water. We're out here in God's country for sure. It's the kind of place I could just relax at, sit here all day. Now I see why people come here with their vehicles and just relax and fish. I see the eagle messing around over there. Yeah, fishing community is so nice, man. Everyone's such good people, salt of the earth. Spend a lot of time in good channels. After a while, you get to see who supports you and who you enjoy supporting. I love watching Burkos in Australia, watching pier fish over in the Netherlands, and just kind of cool. You get to watch all these different people fish, meeting people from North Carolina to Pennsylvania to Georgia, Texas fishermen. So different. Out here it's salmon, trout, steelhead, mostly. You got your occasional catfish, suckerfish, bluegill, bass, but it's not like we're really incredibly known for that here. Ooh, magnet fishing looks kind of cool. I bought a smaller one. I was curious about it, so I bought a smaller little magnet fishing thing, and it came with this cool rope and all this good stuff. I haven't tried it yet. Got a metal detector. I go out with it at times. I'm a lapidary guy, so I go collecting stones. I've been trying to investigate this one area I've been finding stuff in. It's got metals in it, and so finding lots of copper, but we're starting to find gold and stuff there. We got a claim there. It's just it's pretty hard to get to. So we have to drive our side by side all the way back up to it, and then it's looking like it's in hard rock, so it's not like gold panning, that kind of stuff in an old creek bed. It's like ore. So I watch ATC on Sundays. He does the gold sluicing reveal and all that stuff. So cool to watch. I learn about a lot about prospecting. So I know a lot about mining and crystals and digging stones, but not gold. Gold never was the kind of thing that you could put a big specimen on unless you got lucky and got like gold crystals. Most people look like gold, or it's all about the money. They want to transfer it to dollars. So that one never quite appealed to me as a crystal digger. I always want some kind of specimen that I can put up in my cabinet, cross off the list. Like different fishermen like to cross off a list of all the fish they've caught. For me, it's all about the different mineral specimens that I've collected. I found one the other day. It was called astrophyllite, and that was the first time I'd found that one ever. That was a real different mineral. I've probably about 60 different minerals so far that I've dug and found in the earth. It'd be impossible to catch them all, or not catch them all, to collect them all, because there's just weird arsenidite, just these weird things, smithsonite, these things that occur in like teeny locations and all around the world. So there's just no way. Same with fish. You couldn't catch every type of fish out there in the world. Yep, I believe it. 66. Any excuse you can get to get out in nature, it's just good for you. It just realigns you. City living is stressful and hectic, and it's got a lot of ups and downs that you have to deal with. And you got nature, and just kind of align yourself with the frequency of being in nature and just being outside. Whether you're hunting, or whether you're shooting a slingshot, whether you're just walking, riding a bike, whatever. There was like a real big pull to get people to live in cities, 100 some years ago. They basically wanted you to go in there to pay taxes. She survived out in nature, mountain manning it, and just trapping and doing hides and living off nature. Then they couldn't get anything from you. And so they kind of wrestled everybody to live in the cities, made cities seem like the best environment you could go to. And it seemed to work for a lot of people for a long time. And then they've given it up, I've noticed. It's just not as fun to live in cities anymore. I'll check the bait on this here one, see how it's doing. That was just fine. Marshmallow was still on. Nobody out in that neck of the woods. I might have missed that one when I was pulling this route in, guys. I'm gonna give that thing a look. I might have missed what I had on there then, huh? Mars on there. Swell. It's a good looking worm. Let's give it a few more minutes, y'all. All right. Come on, fishes. See if we can get one of these giants. See if we can get one of these giants to come play with us. Not the littles, but the giants. Oh, that must have been a fish jumping. There's a big splash out there. That must have been a fish. Come on, big fish. Where you at, fishies? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, it's going to be a beautiful day out here. What a beautiful day out here. Northern California. You. Need my microphone. Can't do much. Can't do much talking without my microphone, y'all. Come on, big old fish. Oh yeah, he's trolling out there in that boat. Perfect place to be trolling. Another boat coming in the water. Getting to be that time of year. Gonna get a lot of tourists coming. Give this another 5 minutes or so, maybe, guys. I know the action's slowing down. I would like to be doing that. Like that guy out there is trolling. Chance to get some of them big, beautiful browns out there trolling. Big flasher going on. Oh, it's so nice out here. It's perfect. Come on, big fishy. Let's get us a fishy. One more big fishy. I think we're running out of luck, guys. I think we had our fair share of fishing. Time to think about wrapping this up. Well, all you stay fishies out there, appreciate every single person who's been here hanging out with me. I'll be back live again tomorrow. Might come to this spot, might go down to the creek entrance. Here in a little bit, I can start scouring other rivers and creeks. So it'll be open to trout fishing. Well, I appreciate all you good folk. You take care of yourself, stay fishing, and be good humans, and I'll see you on the next live.